grandma's house with a basket, and she's wearing a lead cape. And there's a wolf in the story.
I know. Whoa. And then it tried to rent the food, the pie. It was out the window, and then that wolf ate it and tried to eat it. No,
all right, we're going to let teacher talk.
Yeah. So guys, how many children do you think are in Little Red Riding Hood? One, right. So, but this story is going to be different. I'm going to read you guys a story from China. It's a version of Little Red Riding Hood from China. It's called Lan Ho Ho. Yeah, so it's a story about, so what's on the cover of this book? Yeah, so is there going to be a wolf in this story?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to start out. Once long ago, there was a woman who lived alone in the country with her 3 children, Shang, Tao, and Patsozi. On the day of their grandmother's birthday, the good mother set off to see her, leaving the 3 children at home. Before she left, she said, "Be good while I'm away, my heart-loving children. I will not return tonight. Remember to close the door tight at sunset and latch it well." So see the moms leave. What's in this picture?
Sunset.
Yeah.
Sunset.
And the mom's saying goodbye.
Bye.
She's going to see their grandma. Yeah.
Can I see? Wow. I can see it.
Uh-huh.
It's really cool.
Oh, okay. So,
Whoa.
I know. But an old wolf lived nearby and saw the good mother leave. At dusk, disguised as an old woman, he came up to the house of the children and knocked on the door twice. Bang, bang.
That's not twice.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Shane, who was the eldest, said to the last door, "Who is it?" My little Jules," said the wolf. "This is your grandma and your Popo." "Popo," Shane said, "our mother has gone to visit you." Would that be scary if you heard somebody knocking on the door and your mother had just left?
No, it wouldn't be scary because I locked the door. I would lock the door. No, it wouldn't. I wouldn't lock the
Would you answer the door if your mother left the house?
No. I'm standing out there. No, I know what to do. All you do is just lock the door, hiding under your bed or under your car. My sister doesn't let me go under her bed. Well, then why don't you just hide under your blankets? She's gonna see us. Yeah, because they can see us. What? They can see your mom if you're making your bed.
Okay, yeah. So the wolf acted surprised. You'll see it better more towards the end of the book, because he will. "To visit me, I have not met her along the way. She must have taken a different route." "Popo," Shane said, "how is it that you have come so late?" The wolf answered, "The journey is long, my children, and the day is short." So is the wolf telling the truth in this story? Is he really their grandma?
No.
Because he acted surprised that.
He's probably hungry.
Yes.
Guys, don't look at the phone. You're not supposed to be showing your face.
Shane listened through the door. "Popo," she said, "why is your voice so low?" "Your grandma has caught a cold, good children, and it is dark and windy out here. Quickly open up and let your Popo come in," the cunning wolf said. Towel and Patose could not wait. One unlatched the door and the other opened it. They shouted, "Popo, Popo, come in." At the moment he entered the door, the wolf blew out the candle. "Popo," Shane said, "why did you blow out the candle? The room is now dark." The wolf did not answer. What is this, guys?
Oh, that's a wall. Hey, what's that?
Yeah.
It's a shadow.
Yeah. Next page. Howl and Tozy rushed to their Popo and wished to be hugged. The old woman held Howl. Good child you are, so plump. He embraced Tozy. Good child, you have grown to be so sweet. Soon the old wolf pretended to be sleepy. He yawned. All the chicks are in the coop, he said. Popo is sleepy too. When he climbed into the big bed, Tozy climbed in at one end with the wolf, and Shane and Towel climbed in at the other. When Shane stretched, she touched the wolf's tail. Popo, Popo, your foot has a brush on it. Isn't that? Oh yeah. See, they're in a nice soft bed.
Oh, that looks so soft. Yeah,
It's probably soft. I don't. Do you think he's telling the truth, or do you think he's just hungry and doesn't want to be part of?
He is hungry. He's hungry. No, he isn't.
Popo has brought hamstrings to weave you a basket. The wolf said.
Take care of children.
Shane touched Grandma's sharp claws. Popo, Popo, your hands have thorns on it.
Forms? What are forms? Thorns? Oh, thorns?
Have you guys ever touched roses?
No. Touch roses. No.
Those are thorns. Those have thorns on them that can poke. That's a thorn. It's a pokey thing.
I see one that was a round ball.
So Popo has brought an AWOL to make shoes for you, the wolf said. At once Shane lit the light and the wolf blew it out again, but Shane had seen the wolf's hairy face. So, what do you think Shane is thinking right now?
Looking at the wolf and realizing it's a wolf.
And not her grandma, right?
Yeah.
Here.
I want to see. Ooh, that is scary.
Popo, she said, for she was not only the eldest, but she was the most clever. You must be hungry. Have you eaten Ganiko nuts? What is it, Ganiko? The wolf said. Ganiko is soft and tender like the skin of a baby. One taste and you will live forever. Shane said, and the nuts grow on top of the tree just outside the door. The wolf gave a sigh. Oh dear, Popo is old. Her bones have become brittle. No longer can she crunch cheese. Good, Popo, we can pick some for you. Shane said. The wolf was delighted. So is Shane being clever in this part?
Yeah.
What is she telling the wolf? That there's a magical, this special nut.
I had a dream about picking a wolf in the mouth.
Shane jumped out of bed and Talon Patsy came with her to the Ganiko tree. There Shane told her sisters all about the wolf, and all three climbed up the tall tree. The wolf waited and waited. Plump Towel did not come back. Sweet Potosi did not come back. Shane did not come back, and no one brought any nuts from the Ganiko tree. At last the wolf shouted, "Where are you, children?" "Popo," Shane called out. "We are at the top of the tree eating Ganiko nuts." "Good children," the wolf begged, "pluck some for me." But Popo, Ganiko is magic only when it is plucked directly from the tree. You must come and pluck it from the tree yourself. Do you think those nuts are really magical?
No.
Do you think Shane is telling do you think the oldest daughter Shane is telling the truth in this story? About the nuts?
No, I think he is.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see this. Look at this picture. They climbed the tree. That's the wolf.
Because I know it's a wolf.
Yeah. The wolf came outside and paced back and forth under a tree where he heard the three children eating the Ganiko nuts at the top. "Oh, Popo, these nuts are so tasty. The skin is so tender." Shane said. The wolf's mouth began to water for a taste. Finally, Shane, the eldest and most clever child, said, "Popo, Popo, I have a plan." at the door there is a big basket. Behind it is a rope. Tie the rope to the basket and sit in the basket and throw the other end up. I can pull you up. Do you think Sarah's gonna pull up the wolf?
No. Yes. No.
No,
I think they're not gonna pull it.
I don't think so either.
I think they're just gonna pull him.
The wolf was overjoyed and fetched the basket and the rope, then in a minute, threw one end of the rope to the top of the tree. Shane caught the rope and began to pull the basket up
down in it.
and up. Halfway, she let go of the rope in the basket and the wolf fell to the ground. So you guys are right. She wasn't going to pull the wolf up. I am so small and weak, Popo, Shane pretended I could not hold this rope alone. This time I will help. Towel said, let's do it again. The wolf had only one thought in mind, to taste like a nickel nut. He climbed into the basket again. Now Shane and Towel pulled the rope on the basket together, higher and higher. Again they let it go again, and the wolf tumbled down and bumped his head. The wolf was furious. He growled and cursed. We cannot hold on to the rope, Popo, Shane said, but only one can get the nut and you will be well again. Do you think she's telling the truth?
Yes. I don't actually know.
I shall give a hand to my sisters, proposed Jose. The youngest said, this time we shall not fail. So here, guys. Yeah, that's the wolf.
But he's upside down. He's upside down.
Yeah, because he fell out of the tree. Now the children pull the rope with all their strength as they pull. They say, "Hey ho, hey ho."
What is hey ho?
That's that's Chinese. And then the basket rose straight up, higher than the first time, higher than the second time, higher and higher until it nearly reached the top of the tree. When the wolf reached out, he almost touched the highest branch. But at that moment, Shane coughed and they all let go of the rope, and the basket fell down and down and down. Not only did the wolf bump his head, but he broke his heart to pieces. Yeah. No, that's the rope. I don't know. Hold on. Can you go sit down, please? Okay, next. Now the children pulled the rope with all their strength. Well, okay. So, Popo, Shane shouted, but there was no answer. Popo, Jose shouted, but there was no answer. Popo, Jose shouted, there was still no answer. The children climbed the branches just above the wolf and saw that he was truly dead. Then they climbed down, went into the house, closed the door, locked the door with the latch, and fell peacefully asleep. Those are the three sisters. So how many children are in this version of the story? I think
Three.
Yeah, where the original was in one, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
On the next day, their mother returned with baskets of food from their real Popo. The three sisters told her the story of the Popo who had come. So the mother's returning. So I have a few more questions. So who do you think took care of the wolf at the end of Little Red Riding Hood?
The mom.
No. There's somebody at the original version of Little Red Riding Hood, the person who took care of the wolf was a huntsman.
I didn't eat it.
Mhm. So guys, since I read you Popo, what do you think the difference between Little Red Riding Hood and this version of the story I read?
Well, actually, I never heard of the original one. Me either.
So have you guys ever heard of fairy tales even?
I did.
What fairy tales have you heard of?
I heard of the werewolf and then the one good. That book. And the apple.
Can I talk for just a second?
Yes.
So a lot of the fairy tales come from different cultures. So like Cinderella. How many people have seen Cinderella?
Cinderella? What is Cinderella? What's a Cinderella?
It's the story of the glass slipper and the lady with the glass slipper.
Oh, I never watched that. I watched that. I watched it. Cinderella had like,
And then Mulan. Has anybody ever seen any of the Disney princess movies?
I've seen Elsa.
I grew up with this story. I actually read this story when I was a child. Yeah, so a lot of fairy tales have come from roots of stories that come from different cultures. So Cinderella can be French, German, or the Red Riding Hood. We have African, New Orleans, like in the Bayou, and Chinese, and the English version. Yeah. So you can also in China. You can play different music than we do. What kind of instruments do you think they would play?
Like someone from America or something. Like I could play guitar. There's someone from America.
Would they play a gong? Did they use a gong?
No, I don't even know what you're saying. I don't even know what you're saying, but yes.
A gong is like a big symbol that somebody takes a big stick and bang.
Oh yeah, I know that. No, I see those on England, really. Well, some are in America, they live in America. Yeah.
Now, but a lot of our stories come from ancestors that come from different countries. Like Frozen is based off of the Snow Queen. And that's Hans Christian Andersen. What? Yeah, that's Rapunzel. It came from the Grimm brothers in Germany. So a lot of our stories and fairy tales come from different cultures. Yeah.
I have a YouTuber that is just like that, but it's and then it's Jeremy or something. Why not America? I mean, they live in America.
No, some people
Because they have to live in California. Mine live in.
I
already know that because
the original authors of the books did not live in America because America wasn't around at the time they were born and died.
They died? What? They already died?
Yeah, they were around for years. They came up with the stories years before we were all born.
What? How do babies grow up? Do they just let it on nothing?
That's not something we're getting into today. That is not something we're doing. But, so, our ancestors brought stories over from their cultures. So, my ancestors probably brought some stories over from Sweden and Ireland. But our fairy tales have deep-rooted in culture. And cultures that are from everywhere. So like Chinese have different stories, like Rapunzel, Cinderella. No, not Cinderella.
Belle?
Well, Beauty and the Beast is actually French.
That was Beauty and the Beast. Me too. I never watched that show. I think
Yeah, and a lot of these fairy tales, like, so Cinderella can also be Egyptian, Native American.
Yeah, man. Just sit on that chair properly.
Yeah, so I want you guys to think about fairy tales and how they form our culture today. And what kind of cultures do you think we could learn from Hi. Yeah? Are you asking a question or? Do you think we could learn from today's cultures about fairy tales? And fairy tales from the culture? That is my lesson. Thank you guys for letting me come in.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Your phone is over there.
Okay.
Alright, what did we say?